Duran looks like he brings those heads together, that he wants to pick up the pace here a little bit in round 4. And he's going to have to if he's going to have any shot of winning this fight. He's bleeding inside the mouth. Roberto doesn't have the fluidity of movement that he had in his prime, but you wouldn't expect that. He certainly has the grit that he always had.
The Camacho jab has really controlled this fight. And then when Duran does get on the inside, Camacho very smartly just kind of smothers him, holds on to him, and doesn't allow Duran to really throw.
Another factor is Camacho's been here for 6 weeks training in this thin air at a mile high in Denver. Duran's only been here for about, I think, 6 or 7 days. Now, you still need oxygen in your system. I don't know. You get used to it, but I don't know if you ever can replenish it no matter how long you train at altitude.
Well, the theory in boxing has always been you either come as early as Camacho did or you come just a day or 2 before. Most people don't subscribe to the theory of being here 6 or 7 days as Duran has been. They feel that's a danger area. We'll see.
And meanwhile, while it's a sloppy sort of fight, there's certainly a pretty good pace to it. Camacho forcing the fight all the way. Duran hanging right in there.
Both men have been very inaccurate with their punches, and that's part of the problem. Duran especially, but Camacho to a great extent as well. And the other interesting thing, you know, it's funny. Here's Hector Camacho fighting a style of fight that he's only fought once or twice maybe in his career. He just isn't about walking in and doing this, and so it feels different. So you might not be as effective at it as you would like.
Well, the fight getting a little bit sloppy right now as the first signs of fatigue set in here. This is only round 4. Don't forget, this is considered a world title fight by the NBA, the title that Duran is holding in the super middleweight division, and it's scheduled for 12 rounds. Nice uppercuts inside by Camacho. Not tremendously powerful, but the accumulation of punches will take a toll on Duran. Duran's legs don't look real strong to me, and haven't for the last 2 rounds. He's flat-footed.
Duran complaining about the use of the head by Camacho, and it looked like Duran was guilty of that as well.
Well, Duran does put his head down and puts his face in the face of opponents on a regular basis, and the heads are right in there, flashing back and forth. And it's going to be a problem, I believe, before this fight's over. Both fighters working extremely hard, but it's not what you would call a beautiful fight. Closing seconds now of the 4th round. The bell ends round 4. When you see the enthusiastic crowd,
remember, it's red.
Breathe hard, Roberto.
Respira.
Breathe.
Aquí la bolsita la tiene atrás. Aquí, mira, Rafael.
He's got the ice bag on your neck.
Respira, Duran. Dale.
Breathe.
Uno más. Coño. Ponle palo a este hombre.
You got to go ahead and hit him with all the sticks.
all right, we're set to go. Round number 5. This is scheduled for 12. You can see for yourself that Roberto is showing certain fatigue here as we get ready to go to 5. And with that, he tries to tie up Camacho, who wails him with left-hand shots inside and uppercuts.
Duran complaining about being hit and held. So now that Duran is starting to complain so much, you get the impression that there's starting to be a lack of will on the part of Duran right now. We'll see.
But Camacho also, on the other hand, looks like he has wants to turn it up a notch and try to take him out here, or at least make him so tired that he can't do much of anything. Hanging on, tying him. This is a tough job for referee Robert Ferreira, because the tendency with fatigued fighters and aged fighters is to hang on a lot more, and it makes for a sloppy fight. But in between, these guys are working as hard as they possibly can. And the things that you'd expect to see from Asian fighters are what we're seeing. Inaccuracy of punching, a lot of hanging on and grappling. Two guys that are very winded. Camacho, being the younger of the two and more active over the past few years, has the advantage, and he's taking advantage. Coming into the fight, I think all of us were hoping to see, you know, at least flashes of the old Roberto Duran, even if they were only 10 or 15-second flurries, and we haven't seen those yet.
He's having a very difficult time, and part of the issue, and I believe it's a big one, is it's harder to fight a left-hander on top of everything else, in addition to his deterioration of skills and the age and all the rest. He's got a lefty in front of him, and that makes the task even more difficult. And right now, clearly, Roberto Duran having a hard time landing anything. Camacho has not been brilliant by any stretch of the imagination either, but he's just been a little bit sharper.
And that's the difference in the 10 years. Roberto Duran bleeding from inside the mouth. He tries to get off with the right hand. He misses. A noticeable lack of accuracy. And that's the timing and coordination that age grabs from.
The interesting thing to me about Camacho is he is staying on the inside and grappling more than I would even expect him to, which tells me that even for him to move and show enough lateral movement and stay on the outside may not be in the cards for him, and he may not have the stamina to do that because he's languishing on the inside a lot as well.
Well, he certainly can't dance around like he used to, run around, come in, throw off 2 or 3 punches, get out. I mean, that's the way I really expected him to fight Duran, and then pick it up maybe at this stage of the fight. But he's been fighting that way since the opening bell, the get-go. Like he felt that he could take this guy out in the early going, and he's working as hard as he can to do that. And he's successful because Duran, through the 5th round, just wasn't able to get off at all. The bell ends the 5th.
Don't get me slow. Don't keep making you work. Why you stop from him for? Huh? Keep working, work. If you feel a little bit tired, keep it and work and take your breath and come back. You don't have to be from him for nothing. You understand what I said? You give it your work, move. Go ahead. Okay? Don't leave it to throw your body top at you.
Camacho has thrown some combinations there. He misses with the straight left hand, but kind of works on the inside with body shots and an uppercut. And again, that uppercut gets in against Duran. So clearly, Camacho with the big edge in hand speed and able to throw more combinations such as they are. And here we see it from a different angle, where Duran just kind of laying on the inside and Camacho able to take advantage of that. It's not a style, as I point out, Camacho's used to fighting.
All right, here we go. Round number 6. Bob Sheridan, Al Bernstein, Jimmy Smith handling some of the celebrity interviews in the locker room affairs. Roberto Duran in the purple trunks to the right of your screen. Hector Macho Camacho. Silver flashy trunks that he's been famous for. Gets through with the right hand. This is round 6 action from Denver, Colorado, the Pepsi Center. Camacho loads up a left hook that time, which caught Duran. Duran just leans over. Duran noticeably kind of inactive with his right hand that he was trying to get through in the first, about 3 or 4 rounds. That time he got it through, but nothing behind it.
Not a lot of power shown, certainly, by Duran. And a reminder, Camacho has never, ever been stopped. And he took tremendous poundings from De La Hoya, Chavez, and Trinidad. But did show courage in those fights. Would not go out.
Again, Roberto, when I say loose in the knees, his legs are really, really solid on the ground. And, you know what they say, for every athlete, the first thing to go is the legs. And Roberto's legs haven't looked really strong to me from the 2nd round on. And now the referee is going to take a point away, I believe.
Well, you know, both fighters have been using their head. It's interesting to see this happen, because it did feel like they had both been using their heads during the course of this. But Camacho is the one that gets penalized. Right hand gets in by Duran.
A lot of this now, folks, inside where they hang on, they grapple a little bit, they try to pound inside. And on the inside, it's Camacho that's taking advantage of doing most of the scoring. Roberto kind of throwing uppercuts with almost an open hand in an awkward position with his left hand inside. And the same thing with his right uppercut, just no power behind it at all. Blows borderline low. Camacho shows a bit of hand speed to back off Roberto Duran. Duran loads up the right hand, tries to do something, lifts it to the ground. What a reaction when Duran does anything.
Well, they're starved for action in this fight. They would like to see more exchanges like that.
It's clearly a Duran partisan crowd. When he does anything, they come to their feet. The grappling continues. The hands are free now. Camacho opens up the mouth, and Duran bores in on him, tries to land something. Both guys showing the fatigue. Up against the ropes here in the 6th round. Don't forget, this is scheduled for 12. You know, Al, not a bad pace, not great boxing to be sure. What you sort of expected coming into the fight. Both guys trying to work as hard as they can. Nice left hook landed by Duran.
That was probably his best punch of the fight. Camacho has begun to leave himself more open, and I think we are seeing signs of fatigue by Hector Camacho, and it's actually giving Duran a little bit of incentive here.
Yeah, it is. Duran has landed more in this round than in any other round in the fight. I've given Camacho 1 through 5. I don't know if he can give that round to Duran, but it's as good a round as he's had throughout the course of the fight. Coming up to the end of round number 6. Well, if any round I could give to Duran, I'll give him that round.
And also there was a point deducted, so that could end up being a 10-8 round for him. There were moments in that last round where the fatigue of Camacho seemed to give Duran an opportunity, and there he ripped some pretty good shots to the body, although Camacho came back as well. There was also a good left hook that Duran landed. That one right to the head of Camacho. Didn't stun him or anything, but it was an excellent shot.
If the judges saw the 6th round the way we saw it, Al, it evens things up a bit. I've got it 58-55 based if the judges gave it to Duran as I did. So going to the 7th round, but the most important thing is Camacho in the 6th round showed a bit of wilting. Now, can he get a second win here? Let's find out. Here we go. Round number 7, Pepsi Center, Denver, Colorado. Roberto Duran, Hector Camacho. Camacho to the right, Duran to the left. Camacho pumps the piston-like right hand. The southpaw jabbing with the right, but not landing anything. Feints inside, cracks Duran with the left hand. The crowd chanting, Duran, Duran.
You know, Camacho, when he throws the jab in the straight left hand, if I was him, I would just keep throwing that combination. It's landing at least a portion of the time, and your chances of getting something good done with that combination are pretty good.
You know, I'll tell you one thing, Al, when you have named people in there, it amazes me the crowd reaction we're getting here tonight. I mean, you think these guys were world beaters the way they were fighting, and they're doing the best they can, and I don't want to take away from the action, but the enthusiasm is nothing short of extraordinary to me here in the Coliseum here.
Well, the crowd came here to have a good time, and they're hoping that, you know, that they can, and there are some moments here where they're trying to extract what they can from this fight.
Watching two legends, Roberto Duran being warned now by referee Robert Ferrara about the head, I assume. Straight right hand gets through.
Duran is trying to get that right hand in, and it has on occasion, and of course it's slow, but it is getting there from time to time.
I've talked about Duran's lack of his legs looking extremely strong early in the fight. His legs look as strong now as at any time in the fight. He looks like he's got some sort of second win. And Camacho's running out of gas a bit.
He has improved in the last 2 rounds. There's no question about that. And Camacho, while he came out in this round more aggressively, has not been as effective in the last minute or so.
Duran caught him with the left hand. Camacho tries to wail inside, and they get tied up again. Ferrara has to separate the two, as you see. Duran constantly has blood coming from that split lip that he got back about 3 rounds ago. Tying each other up, waltzing around again. Camacho has his hands free and wails, but nothing lands. Walking with the left hand is Hector Camacho. Duran again, as Al said, just looking to land a big right hand, hoping he can get lucky with it. Leans in there, touched up a couple of times by the Macho Man. Straight right hand, but no power behind it at all. Duran leaning over, his shoulder is hooked by